and welcome to ThePrint. I'm Akshaya Nath, Senior Assistant Editor, and I have with me K. Annamalai, a former IPS officer who now is the helm of affair of the BJP in the state of Tamil Nadu. Thank you for joining us, sir. So, sir, can you tell us about where you think the BJP stands now? How do you rate the BJP in order in the state of Tamil Nadu? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you rate yourself?
I don't want to rate anything because end of the day we are in politics. What matters is how people rate us. Narrative-wise, where are we? What kind of issues we talk? Does it resonate with the common man? Does he believe BJP is representing his interests? These are the things that matters. But if you ask me, ideally I would say, forget MLAs, forget MPs, forget those called metrics where you can measure a party by metric. I would say currently is BJP relevant to Tamil Nadu? Yes, more than any other party, because our voice is unique. We bring a very important voice to the state. Which party takes on the DMK government more? Not necessarily for the sense of taking on, but finding their mistakes, gently advising them, guiding them, or being aggressive on some issues, and being the watchdog of democracy. Again, I would say BJP is number one. So these are the metrics for me that matters. MLAs, I think it is Harold Wilson who said a week is too long in politics, a former British Prime Minister. I would say every 2-3 years, there will be a fundamental seismic shift in Indian politics. So I would say in the next shift that is happening in Tamil Nadu, I would like to be BJP number one among all segments, being it 18 to 24 group, or an educated group, or a rural group, or a farmer group. So these are the metrics I would measure myself on, but not necessarily a traditional metric, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, my answer is a bit extended, but this metrics I would be number one, narrative-wise. Taking on the DMK, responsible opposition, being aggressive, matters to the public, because people should say, oh, this guy is picking up an issue that is relevant to me. He's not talking about some stuff which doesn't have any connection to who am I as a person. So I would say in all of this, I want to be number one.
In rhetoric, do you feel that you've become the chief opposition party in the state? Because we have seen the internal struggle within the AIADMK, which is also posing as a problem for them to do all those things that you are currently saying they're lacking right now.
Madam, I would maybe take the question in a different way. Instead of answering it directly, I would like you to excuse me on that. Madam, if you look at the voters who vote in 2024 and 2026, first time you see more than 50% of voters who are going to vote, 18 to 35, if I take that as a one segment, they don't get connected with what we speak now. They don't get connected with the leaders who speak about legacy issues. 1980, 1990, 2000. This case, I've never seen that part of India, madam. One of the biggest fear for me is also the 18 to 24 group hasn't seen Congress also. Hasn't seen a 2G scam, hasn't seen a Commonwealth scam, hasn't seen how the country was backward. For them, the reference point itself is going to be Modi ji and the BJP government. So, again, the words like maybe a narrative-wise opposition leader, that is only narrative-wise. I would say politics has fundamentally shifted on the ground, madam. It has fundamentally shifted. That is why you can expect a political leader coming, fresh perspective. In 5 years, they're able to come to power in India. The old times, it is not at all possible. I would say, if you look at this metric, we are there. 18 to 24, we talk about relevant issues. He's able to connect to us. And he doesn't want to hear about 1980, 1990, what happened. Because those time, India, we are $3.1 trillion economy. It took 60 odd years for each to reach 1 trillion, 8 odd years to reach the 2nd trillion, 5 odd years to reach the 3rd trillion. This guy sees electric car and other things. He doesn't even want me to talk about how India was built in 1960, 1980, 2000, 2005. Doesn't even want it. I would say there we have a lot of connect. The party has got a lot of connect. Personally, I also have a lot of connect because many people, they see themselves in me. A first generation guy coming from a village, getting into politics, trying to struggle. I would say my journey is about struggle. It is not an easy journey. In politics, madam, there is no space for a first timer, for a guy without background, for a person coming from some sort of a background to getting into here, because there is no background. For other people, it is all set. Because you are a part of a system for 35 years, where the leadership is around you. You are the single leader in a party. You take a DMK, take an ADMK, take a Seaman, take any kinds of leaders here. Tamil Nadu Congress, because it is all set. Anbumani Ramadas of PMK. It is all 20 years, 25 years, they are groomed to that role. But Annamalai is not like that. 2 years into politics, struggling, trying to find there are people above me who have done politics for 50, 30, 40 years inside BJP. So a common man, I tend to think that he connects more with me because his life is also a life of struggle. My life is also a life of struggle. What matters is Annamalai a person with integrity? Is Annamalai trying to resonate with who am I as a person? So again, I would say, madam, 2024 is going to be a tectonic shift in Tamil Nadu politics.
So we've seen that in Tamil Nadu, the national parties have never really been able to thrive. That was seen as a Dravidian system that is there in the state of Tamil Nadu. So how do you think the BJP stands a chance here? Do you think that these events like the Kashi Tamil Sangamam, they resonate with the audiences here?
Madam, two things, madam. One, being a BJP Karyakarta, I would admit on record to you that after Modi ji has come in to BJP as our Prime Minister in 2014, because before that, he was not part of the BJP system in Delhi itself. He was the Chief Minister. Of course, he was an organizing secretary for some time. After that, the so-called national politics itself has changed. That is the first time the states were put at the center of the national narrative. Before, Delhi media, Delhi issues, 2-3 issues that concerns Delhi. That was the news I was seeing in Chennai also. If I switch on an English channel, my news was hardly 5%. After Modi came into power, not only the news media has changed, the politics itself has changed. Now states are given more importance now. And previously you had syndicate, you had working group. I'm using the term, madam. You had Politburo. It is as if some 10 guys from the state go to Delhi, sit in Luton's space in Delhi. These 10 guys will decide what is important for Tamil Nadu. Unfortunately, it was happening like that for national parties for a long time. And Rajiv Gandhi ji will be in Bangalore. And the media will ask him a question. When will you change the chief minister? Rajiv Gandhi will say, before I reach Delhi. If flight takes up, the Karnataka chief minister gets changed, Congress is finished. Next 10 years, some other party in power. Likewise in Tamil Nadu. So those things people seen as Delhi controlling. For any national party, for a state like Tamil Nadu, it gets that impression that somebody who's outside my state is trying to decide my fate. They'll not vote for you. It's very simple. That is the problem with Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, other parts here. Now, Modi ji has broken because Modi ji is saying himself, I am an outsider. Even now, Modi ji is an outsider in Indian politics. He is not a Delhi politician. He is a proper Gujarati, proper village politician. That is helping parties like BJP in Tamil Nadu. He is resonating. Okay, there is an outsider from Gujarat sitting in Delhi. And this guy is doing what is right for Gujarat, what is right for rest of the India. Likewise, that is why Devagowda ji, an outsider from Karnataka, went to Delhi, people accepted him. Whether he was a failed prime minister or a successful prime minister, we'll look at metrics. So that Modi ji has given an invaluable gift for national parties. People did not connect with the national leaders, madam. That is number one. So definitely BJP has to grow. You can't stop it. Second, I consciously or unconsciously, I am a Tamilian first. The way I dress, the way I speak, the way I mingle with people. When I go to Delhi, I am a Tamilian. I dress the same way. Even in Delhi winter, I dress the same way. Delhi summer, I dress the same way. Because unless guys, our brothers and sisters have a connect, then Annamalai is my man, son of the soil. He is trying to represent my interest. When will they get confidence on the party? Third, I am allergic to certain terms that doesn't resonate with Tamil Makkal. Use a word called G. I use a word called Avargal. If you look at my social media, even for Prime Minister Modi, I say Prime Minister Modi Avargal. Because that is the term I use. I don't use G. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Very important. We all connect to it. In Tamil Nadu, we say Bharat Annai in Pugal Onguga. Long live Bharat Annai. We say the same thing. But little bit that resonation issue. How do local people connect to what I say, my language, my behavior and everything? That as a national party, we have extraordinary freedom to do what resonates with Tamil Nadu. You have a Mekadatu issue, Karnataka. Yes, we were against Mekadatu because it was against the Supreme Court guideline at some point of time. And now Supreme Court has arbitrated. Does it mean that Annamalai is against Karnataka people? No. Does it mean Annamalai is against somebody in Karnataka? No. It is all scheme-based, thing-based, where you want both states not to suffer. Both states should not suffer. You should not suffer, me should not suffer. Let a neutral arbiter come and play what is right for both the states. That is what. Does Annamalai believe in the concept of India? That makes me different from most parties here. I believe in the concept of Bharat, concept of India, the unity and the territorial integrity of India, the spirit of Bharatiya. There, I believe Tamil spirit should resonate inside.
So you think that the BJP will thrive in the state of Tamil Nadu?
It has to because our method is right. Our process is right. So it's a matter of time before you will see BJP is a very important party. First, BJP as a national party, that image has come. BJP, a national party with regional character, that image is coming. BJP, my party, which will represent my son of the soil image, that image is slowly coming. It will come in a matter of time. When all the three things set, then you can dismantle regional party in a matter of time.
When we talk about this regional parties, the alliance that you have, already Edapadi K. Palaniswamy has said that the alliance is going to work even for 2024. Is the BJP also continuing with the stand? And also, what about the seat sharing formula? Last time they only gave you 5 seats. Will that continue, or will you be asking for more seats for the Lok Sabha also? Because the preparations for it, I'm sure, is already on.
You will wait and watch, madam. 13 months to go. You will wait and watch what is happening. We have a parliamentary board. We have a group of ministers, and they decide. And end of the day, any alliance has to have that sense of respect for each other, where you respect the other guy respects you. Where all the alliance partners bring something to the table. End of the day, the alliance partners should feel comfortable and confident that everybody brings something to the table. BJP is bringing something to the table. ADMK is bringing something to the table. All of us are bringing something to the table. Of course, there is a bigger party. There are more structure, more organization, more members. Of course, that is not a matter of debate. So you will wait and watch, madam, coming 13 months how it evolves.
Ma'am, but do you see that the AIADMK is confident in the BJP? Because we see several leaders, especially senior leaders, like even Ponne, one of the founders of the AIADMK, going on to say that we are very cautious in the way that we make.
When I was campaigning in Erode, who was standing right next to me? Ponneji was standing right next to me. Who was listening to what I speak in Erode? Ponneji was standing and listening, because they all know what we bring to the table. Speaking off the cuff remark here, there is something different. So everybody knows what we bring to the table. 2 days I campaigned in Erode. Both the days, every single former ADMK minister was standing with me in the stage. We were lending shoulder to each other. Ponneji himself was there on the first day for about 3 hours with me. So it doesn't matter. End of the day, madam, in politics, what counts is it is the people who are the judges. They know what each party, what each person, on top of it, what the great Modi ji brings to the table. As long as it's there, I'm not worried about stray comments coming from an ADMK side, coming from a BJP side. I'm not overly worried.
There's also the say that, or the speculation that the BJP played a very key role in bringing the AIADMKs together, at least for the Erode by-election, where we saw you and CT Ravi going and meeting both the faction leaders. But unfortunately, now the Supreme Court has given a statement which is in favor of EPS in many of ways and not OPS. So how will the BJP going forward be looking at this alliance?
BJP's one-line statement is very clear. It is for the party, their cadres, their leaders to decide how do they want to go. Who should represent them at this point of time, at a future point of time? How do they perceive their leadership to be? And BJP has got no business to interfere, to say you do this, you do this. Whatever was with respect to the Erode by-election, we were very clear that symbol has to be there. There has to be one guy. You can't have multiple contestants. By-election, you all know, 87% of by-elections post-independent India was won by the ruling party. That too, in Tamil Nadu, this number 87% will go up. So it's an unforgiving territory, especially when money power comes. You are seeing how DMK is using all their money and muscle power over the last 20 days, we are seeing. So we anticipated that 20 days before. We know how the field would be. The so-called cattle shed, the so-called watches, the so-called utensils, the so-called silk saree, we all know this is going to come. So for that, you can't have multiple people standing with multiple symbols. So our interest was with respect to one by-election. That by-election, what is the strength with which you will fight? With respect to the party, the leadership, I have been very consistent as the state party president that is the least of our botheration, because it is ADMK which will decide, and BJP has got no business to interfere how they should run a party.
We had seen that OPS had quoted Prime Minister Narendra Modi of playing a truce for going back to the AIADMK and joining hands with Edapadi K. Palaniswamy. He said that in 2017 or 2018.
Modi ji has got so many things in his head across India. He runs a government, 135 crore people. He is the leader for them. And as a party, we have n number of issues with our alliance partners, starting from Northeast to Kashmir to different parts of India. And you don't know in what context he spoke with Modi ji, what context he is telling now, and what context we understand. So I would like to rest it at that point of time, because we all don't know what context is he talking.
So when we talk about the current scenario in the alliance partner, just to little bit dig more, we're seeing that VK Sashikala was ousted. We see that TTV Dinakaran is completely out. Now OPS is also in an uncertain territory. We had also seen you in last year June telling that if VK Sashikala is interested to join the BJP, the High Command in Delhi will take a decision. Do you think that they still have a political future?
No, madam. Two things we have to understand, madam. End of the day, the masters in a democracy are the people, not somebody sitting in an AC room manipulating. What do we call in India? Political consultants. That's a new name we give. Are the YouTube influencers? Are the Twitter influencers? No. The masters are the people. And in a party, the masters are the party's karyakarta, the tondars of the party. And the tondars' mindset has to be reflected by the leaders. Whatever name X, Y, Z or whatever names we have, the leaders have to reflect their tondars' mindset, karyakarta's mindset. So they are the judge. And the party will go like this. It will shape because anybody goes against the karyakarta's mindset, they are finished. So all leaders know it. All leaders know it. So it's a self-balancing mechanism in a democracy where the tondar will find his leader, her leader, or the leader will find his tondar. That's the way it goes. So same time, I'm not counting any names out of politics. Anybody who is very clear he is serving public, anybody who is clear he or she is a full-time 24/7 politician, anybody who is clear he has got some organization structure with him or her, you cannot count them in politics. Because Tamil Nadu, if you see last 10 years, how many alignments have happened? Alliance here, alliance there, alignment. After Amma's death, realignment. 2014, the weakest for DMK, 23% vote share it got. Then the alignment within the DMK internally, something like MK Alagiri in Madurai, you see. So, again, Harold Wilson, weak is too long in politics. So, alignments will happen. Anybody who goes against the spirit of the Karyakarta, they'll get finished. So, let us leave it to their respective leaders to decide how they want to sail. Because end of the day, it is their bosses are their Karyakarta. Why should I get into that?
So, you told me that each party brings in an alliance something to the table. For the BJP, what does the AIADMK bring to your table?
They bring a lot of things to the table. A party which is in power for 5 times, now preeminent party, 1972, which kept DMK in check for a lot of time. Even you go to the village, the symbol is intact. The loyal voters are intact. And record of governance, more MLAs, more ministers, 5-time MLAs, 5-time ministers. So, a lot of things to the table. So, the reason I'm saying is you cannot discount even a small party which is in the alliance. Let us imagine ours is going to be a larger alliance with about 9 parties, 11 parties. Everybody brings something to me. This packet I am strong. This area I am strong. So, a coalition should have this broad-based mentality to accept everybody. That's how great coalitions and great teams are formed. So, as long as people have that mindset, you can fit in everywhere. At some point of time, they will have some role to play. So, this is the spirit with which I'm talking. Everybody brings. So, you can't have an alliance based on exclusion. They don't bring this, they don't bring that. That alliance is doomed to fail.
So what do you think will pan out in the Erode elections now? Because we're seeing that the DMK has gone back to the Ames formula. Udaynithi Stalin was campaigning with a brick. You had also countered it with a brick. So what are we going to see in Erode?
Madam, I feel very sorry. Forget about the results of the election, madam. So many disturbances in the field now. So many things that is against the principle of democracy or the nature of democracy. A lot of things are happening. So I would keep the result part here. I'll get into the process part. I felt very sorry. Even 22 months after in power, DMK is not able to speak a single thing they have done for it. Today, Mr. Stalin has said that we are going to give 1,000 rupees next month. Why today? The last day of campaign. Is it a violation of model code of conduct? 100% violation of model code of conduct. Of course, the budget is coming. Do you have to announce it today, the last day of campaigning? Because they feel desperate they are losing. I feel very sorry. How can somebody be in government for 22 odd months and not able to present 5 things they have done for Tamil Nadu? Improved law and order, improved administration, lessened corruption, ease of doing business have gone up, infrastructure push we have given. Nothing you could speak. Nothing you could speak. I felt very sorry, truly sorry. And no connect between a DMK and a Congress with respect to what each of them speak. So, this election, merit-wise, if you go, ADMK candidate should win by a huge margin, merit-wise. Merit-wise. Because he is taking the full anti-incumbency votes. The votes against the DMK is coming to a larger coalition. And a 2-time proven ADMK MLA there, 2 times he was an MLA there. That is why I was very clear on day one that better candidate was with them because the 2-time MLA known to the public, 2 times they have made him to win. Whatever people understood in whatever context, I don't know. But I was very clear, Candidate matters, party matters, symbol matters in a by-election. So let us be large-hearted to make sure this happens at this point of time. So now the disturbance of money power, disturbance of freebie, then forcing people into a shed, not allowing them to meet one particular candidate. So the results I don't know. I hope and pray merit-wise ADMK should win.
Now, we want to know a little bit about Annamalai, the person Annamalai, the family man Annamalai. So, can you tell us more about yourself, sir? Because we know that you don't come from a background of politicians. So, tell us more about yourself.
Very private person, if I can be very cryptic in my reply, very private person, and like to keep my family very private, away from the public. Then I derive a lot of happiness and joy when I sit alone, read a book as a person. And maybe politics is forced on me. Want to do something else. I resigned for something else. If you have read my resignation letter, I want to start a foundation, get that joy, go to the grassroots, do something where I am my own boss, morning till evening. I enjoy what I do, but many things are forced because at this point of time, you try to maximize what you can do for your people, for your state. At this point of time, your life is limited. Another day, we all have a shelf life. It is not that we all live for 200, 300, 500 years. You all live for a certain point of time. How do you maximize your lifespan so that you give more? I've taken more from the society. Last 25, 30 years is taking more. I've taken so much resources. Now it's giving back. Now it's a very careful consideration. Through politics, can you give back more, or through a foundation, you can give back more. That is me as a person, essentially. Politics essentially is very toxic. The Indian politics is very toxic. That too, as I said, a first timer like me, all guns are on me. It is like, you are the guy. I would say myself, somebody was there in a meeting, he was asking me, how do you define yourself? I said, I would define me as a rebel. Coming in, shaking the system, trying to do something. Some within the BJP also, some outside the BJP also, some inside the political system. So all the time trying to shake up things, trying to bring something new to the table. Trying to say that, look, even now in politics in Tamil Nadu, youngsters matter, youth matters, new voice matters, fresh voice matters. And here it is like you see a different thing out there. So every time a gun is trained on me, DMK will attack me, some part of ADMK will attack me. When I say common candidate, then supporters of OPS will put some resolution against me. When I say this matters, then supporters of EPS will put some resolution against me. Then Simon will attack me, then he will attack me, then he will attack me. Alliance, but I'm okay with it because I've stopped caring about this long time back. I said, look, the only way I can bring something to the table, I can give something to BJP, through that something to the state is, I got to be my man. Moment I became a yes man, or moment I became a political man, I do what is right, I say what is right, I bring that appearance of a very statesmanship kind of politician. That is not me. I felt what works for me only works for me. I can't ask another BJP guy to be like Annamalai because it doesn't work for him or her. It works for me. And it has to be my inherent strength. This have come after 6 months in politics. I understood, hello boss, there are hundreds of things beyond your control. Thousands of variables beyond your control. You don't have a media. I can't have some media guy from morning till evening in you saying, look at our chief minister, look at his cycling, look at his walk, look at his food. I don't have anybody to do for me. I don't have a politician thing. Or I can't have a ruling powers money thing where I can have a master YouTube channel, where I can run 200 YouTube channels, morning till evening, propagating the self-praise. I can't do that. Or I can't have papers in the morning which will write editorials about me and saying Annamalai is great. In the process, I've made some enemies within the press, outside the press, in politics. But I said, okay, this is me, yaar. Let me not fake who am I. To earn one friend here, one friend there. If there is a press asking question, if I see it's agenda driven, let me call out, no problem. End of the day, we have friends outside. But in a press meet, it's an agenda driven, I'm going to call out, very simple. If I lose some friends for it, I'm okay with it. Because I can't do justice to my chair. If I'm doing politics at 55 years of age or 60 years of age, I would be that statesmanship kind of image, very calm, very composed, very cool. I can also play that role. But unfortunately, playing that role, I don't think I'm bringing anything to this table. I have to be me. What brought me here, that quality I have to exhibit to the public. End of the day, it is for the public to accept it whether they want Annamalai or not.
From an IPS officer to a politician, you said in your resignation letter that you wanted to spend a lot of time with your family and with the community. But when you became a politician, I'm sure your schedule is much more hectic than before, right? One is that, how do you manage? And point two is this whole transition itself. You said that it was forced upon you. How do you say it was forced upon you?
And, politics, a mindset. A politician's son will know is going to be a politician, in the case of Tamil Nadu. Or somebody will aspire to be a politician. Maybe they train. For me, I never aspired to be a politician. I wanted to be something else. I went to UP to do my MBA and UP changed me as a person. I got into government. But all the time the mind was about, am I doing enough? Am I doing more? Am I doing what is right with my life? Am I giving back? These questions I was trying to answer every time. The moment I felt out of this 4 questions, 2 questions came negative, 2 questions came positive, I felt it is time to leave IPS. Then get into something which can maximize my giving back. Foundation was an option. But end of the day, in our country, you can't live in a vacuum. There are people who influence you. Somebody will, no, why can't you join a party? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? This is more faster way of giving. Then you are forced to make a decision. What do you want to at that point of time? And for me, the love of Modi ji is always super empowering. If Modi ji is not in Indian politics, 100% I can give it in writing. I'm not sitting in this chair as BJP president. Maybe I would have resigned in IPS. I would be a farmer now. Maybe I'm not sure whether you would be interested to talk to a farmer. Maybe you could be interested. Maybe I would have done some farming techniques here and there. But sitting here as BJP president is only because of Modi. If this guy is not there, 100% I am not in politics. Because I am also like a common man who hates politics. If you ask a common 10 people, would you like politics? 8 fellows will say, I hate it. What is this here? Same thing they say morning till evening. You have to inherently attack the opposition. They have to inherently attack you. It is all more like a game. Why do we be part of the game? But I feel, sometimes you feel viscerally, okay, Modi ji has come. This guy used it for 20 years, you see India there. And this guy cannot do it alone. Can I be a small squirrel in his team? So this was the fascinating conversation which pulled me into politics. But of course you pay a price for that, loss of privacy. It's a huge price for me to pay. Crazy travel schedule. Yes, responsibilities are more. Now, Tamil Nadu itself, you know, madam, how tough it is there. Every day you are there. The reason that you and me talk as journalist, politician is because you want to hear the BJP story, because many times the narrative attack is on us. You don't know what is your version, sir. So even I'm absent for 3 days here, some narrative gets set against the party. So I have to be there in the ground all the time. Now I have a Karnataka Co-incharge of elections. I have to give justice to that. I have to go around, travel. Then foundation, I give about 3 days a month. I have to go do that justice. Farming, I give about 1.5 days a month. I have to go give that time. So, yes, it's a point of discomfort where you are like, you don't sleep in a bed daily. You sleep here. Yesterday was in Bangalore. Day before yesterday was in Delhi. Today is in Chennai. Tomorrow it is going to be in a train in Coimbatore. Day after tomorrow in Karkala. It is like you feel your whole life is unsettled. Your food is different. Odd times you come. You see your kids odd time. By the time you wake up, they go to school. By the time you come back, they sleep. So, these are all very serious discomfort. I'm not saying, oh, these are all small things for me. These are all very big things for me. Very big things for me. Because the only thing certain in my life is my family. Is the people who are close to me. They are very certain for me. Politics itself is very uncertain. You can go there and tell people, look, I am doing this for you. Will you accept me? In the day, there are thousands of variables where people might accept you, people might not accept you. So, this is a very serious discomfort. But the love of Modi ji, the love of our country, it keeps me driven. So I'm okay with this. I'm trying to see beyond it and trying to push me. The second question where you asked me, is the transition easy? Of course, very tough. Chennai is an alien place for me. I've come to Chennai before becoming state BJP president, maybe about 4 times in my life. In about 37 years of being a Tamilian. First time they got me to Marina Beach. And school IV, school industrial visit. We came to Chennai. I was like, go see water, see beach. First time, went back. Maybe second time I came for something. Third time as BJP vice president or something. Hardly 3-4 times I came. Now Chennai has become my home. My parents live somewhere. My mother, when she becomes sick also, I have to do a video call. I talk to my sister to take care. Because for me, it's all the more tough for me to leave everything and go. Still 3 days back, I found some time, I ran and saw her in the middle of the night. Again, I came out next day morning. So all those things, these people don't know outside. These are things that define me as a person. My father defines me as a person. My mother defines me as a person. The boys who work for me in the foundation, they work for me and for the cause that we believe in. I'm not able to spend time with them. But all this discomfort, I tell myself, look, end of the day, there should be some silver lining somewhere. There is something hidden somewhere. Modi ji is there. Let us keep doing it. Very tough transition. Chennai, this is my third house. First I stayed somewhere. Second I stayed somewhere. And so now they said, Z plus security, security guys can't stay with you. We need a bigger house. Now again moved. So my kids are like, what, in 1 year, how many houses you will keep moving? I'm like, Arey Baba, we came, we are very comfortable here, small family, close-knit family. Now, security people have come. We have to take care of them. They have to have a place to stay. We have to take care of their food. Now, small 3-bedroom house can 30 of us stay. The so-called security categorization, whether I don't want it, but another day, somebody believes my security is also important. There are 30 people. Now you shift to a newer house. For my kids, it is like every 3 months, politics itself is crazy. On top of it, the shift is crazy. Then somebody goes to school here, somebody goes to school here. The reason I'm trying to be open with you because you wanted me to answer very frankly, madam. These are the problems for a first timer. The other people are living in the same house for 25 years. Yes, father lived there, son lived there. They deal with the same people as a small child till they become big. The same person in front of their father was a district secretary. In front of them is a state level secretary. But for me, it's not like that. Everything is new. House is new, city is new, politics is new. So that is also exciting. I'm not saying it is not exciting. But I have to be very conscious. I'm losing this to gain this for the party. If I'm not very conscious, if I allow this power and everything to get into my head, I'll be the biggest fool in life.
But don't you think that dynasty politics is something that is there everywhere, not just in Tamil Nadu? And as you said, for them, they've seen through things, but the sacrifices that they make is different is what most of them say. But when you see yourself as a first-timer versus a dynasty politics, how do you rate dynasty politics? Is it very simple for them?
Madam,
because all their life they go through this, right?
Dynastic politics, we have to redefine it, madam. It is not like this guy say, father is an MLA, I am an MLA. That is not dynastic politics. Dynastic politics is one family controlling a party, through that controlling the state. Then that family becomes big. Like if you go to the Middle East, so wherever you go to Dubai, they say, connected to Crown Prince. If you're going to Middle East country, especially in Kuwait, you have to have a 51% partnership with a family from the Sheikh. Wherever I've gone in Kuwait or in Dubai or in, this Sheikh's family here, Sheikh's family here. Unfortunately, Tamil Nadu is becoming like that. Oh, he's connected to them through that. He's connected to the first family through them. He's connected to the son-in-law through them. This is bad. I am not saying father is an MLA, son became an MLA. That is different argument, madam. In an electoral democracy, you went there, you offered yourself, you do work, people accept you or not. But Tamil Nadu, the tentacles are fast spreading where the family is extending. And they decide what is right for them, which inherently means what is right for them is not necessarily what is right for the state. What is right for one extended family doesn't mean what is right for the whole 8.5 crore population. Here I have a problem. So this is dynastic politics for me. If these guys compare, there is one BJP MLA, father, son is also an MLA, they are also dynasty. No, what does it do? He's a district vice president or somewhere. So when one family takes total control, that was the Congress fault. When one family became the everything. Yesterday with so much hype, Raipur meeting is happening, to give an example. In the meeting, Mallikarjuna Kharge said, Arey boss, CWC, no elections boss. I will nominate. Simple, because Sonia Gandhi has to nominate. So this is something which people don't want. But question is BJP adequately communicating this to the public to want a political change? That is something which, it's an arguable point. I also would like to have enough number of leaders within the party. They're doing it, but more number of leaders to push this narrative. What is dynastic politics? How is it against the state? I think the moment the people accept it, I'm sure they will not vote.
A controversy that you had to face very recently was about the watch that you're wearing.
I'm wearing now also.
Yeah. So how did you end up buying that? What is the cost of it? Where did you get it?
I said, madam, my Padayatra is due and it became a good talking point in Tamil Nadu. I'm very happy about it. So April, we should do a press conference and we should announce the Padayatra dates very soon. Now we are in February now. You will see where did I buy, how much did it cost, from how long I'm wearing. And not only that, what are the other costly things Annamalai is having? Something a 2 lakh or a 3 lakh, because I've been very clear that for the first time in maybe Indian political history, I'm going to open up my life, my bank accounts for 10 years. What did I buy? how many iPhones I own, or do I have a MacBook? Does my MacBook cost as this thing of the watch? How did Annamalai earn as an IPS officer? What is his total salary? Is it 1 crore or is it 1.5 crore? That'll be a very fascinating conversation. And normally when you, is more like an AI type. When you open your life, people can make a prediction on your buying pattern only. What does he order in Amazon? So it'll be a very interesting time in April. You will see. Not only this, you will see other things also that I own that defines me as a person. I don't own 10 watches. I own 2 watches. One is a sports watch, one is this watch. Because these are things, shoes. I bought a 50,000 shoe doesn't mean that Annamalai went to US recently, bought a 50,000 rupee shoe. Why can't he buy a 2,500 rupee shoe? Why did I buy that shoe? Is he having 10 shoes? That one shoe can come for 4 years, 5 years. Does it give him comfort? Maybe. So you will drastically, I'm sure, when we have this conversation, maybe in April 3rd or 4th week, that will be a very interesting conversation to have, the life choices that we make. And through that, can people understand who Annamalai as a person is? The cars we buy, our houses we live. I gave an explanation why it's a bigger house we are sitting now. So the reason I'm trying to be very open with public, trying to open everything and say, look, this is me. Because first time in Indian history, I am not even a Panchayat member, not even a councillor, not even this. First time for a person who has not taken a government money of 1 rupee in politics. Where did you get this? How much rent you are paying? That itself shows that Annamalai matters to Tamil Nadu politics. He's getting mattered. So we'll have a conversation when the time is right. It's not far away, April 3rd week, 4th week. I promise you we'll have a larger conversation.
So when Annamalai generally makes the statement, right? Annamalai always gives a challenge also to the opponent or the opposition parties. Do you have a challenge this time around after the Padayatras?
I said 2.5 lakh crore worth of DMK's properties would be put in the open. The same day Watch Bill is getting released, you will see a big tsunami happening in Tamil Nadu by minister's name, Binami companies, from the extended family who owns it. What is the current valuation across the world? It's 2.5 lakh crore means it should be above 2.5 lakh crore. By name, by minister, where did they have that property? Where did they buy it? Is it a port in Philippines, or is it a shell company in UAE? Or is it a new shell company created in the last 10 months, 3 companies in UK? What is their current valuation? It will be a very fascinating story. But the reason I'm trying to do it is, I want to put corruption at the center of Tamil Nadu political narrative. You will see 2.5 lakh crore minimum properties with evidence along with the watch bill put in Tamil Nadu domain.
Okay. So
you will have a lot of time, a lot of things to cross check and see whether it is true fact, where did he get this document.
So just moving on to the neighboring state, because you have been made the co-in-charge there also. Tamil Nadu itself has been a tough game for you, you were saying. And in the state of Karnataka, we're being told by experts there that BJP, at least for now, seems to be at a back foot. And we're seeing that Prime Minister has visited multiple times. It's going to be his 5th visit this Monday if he's coming there. So what is the game plan for the BJP in Karnataka right now?
Madam, for any government that is in power, and across India it applies, for an opposition party, especially Congress there, it's easy for them to ask questions, this, that and everything. But people are not fools. And if you look at all indicators in southern India, very surprisingly for me, because Tamil Nadu always, we had that place very proudly as Tamilian, Karnataka has overtaken us in many indices, many metrics. If I can give you some metrics, the per capita GST collection, it has overtaken Tamil Nadu. Of course, startups, it has overtaken Tamil Nadu. The state of learning outcomes for class 3, class 4 till class 8, it has overtaken us. Even if you take a simple Narega, the work output, it has overtaken us. The central government beneficiary, it has overtaken us. All the indicators. So, which clearly shows the double engine government is functioning there, which clearly shows central BJP government, state BJP government in tandem. Yediyurappa ji was the chief minister for some time, then 2 years more. Bommai ji 1 year and 200 odd days now. So definitely it has percolated. And Karnataka, for your understanding, madam, it functions as 6 different units. It doesn't function like a single unit. What works in Bombay, Karnataka doesn't work in Kalyan, Karnataka. Meaning the Hyderabad, Karnataka. What works in Kalyan, Karnataka doesn't work in central Karnataka. South Karnataka behaves very differently. Bangalore behaves very differently. Coastal behaves very differently. So the guy who is going to win Karnataka, he can't have an overarching narrative. Bangalore narrative, whatever Congress is saying, 40% Sarkara, whatever they say, it is a Bangalore-centric narrative among Congress. Kalyan Karnataka, they look at some things. Are Baba, after you come, what is the metric of development for me? Before, maybe 2-3 chief ministers before, Karnataka always had this theory of being in Bangalore, developing Bangalore, trying to rival this thing they had. Many people forget Bombay, Karnataka. Now, if you look at the index of Bombay, Karnataka, it is going to be massively towards BJP this time. Central Karnataka, massively BJP this time. Coastal Karnataka, of course, massively BJP all the time. Kalyan Karnataka, first time BJP has made serious inroads into it. So, for anybody who's trying to see Karnataka politics from outside, they have to understand it is that 6-7 pieces together it makes Karnataka, number one. Second, and Modi image in South India, in Karnataka, moment it comes to the ground, it's a different ballgame. He will sweep elections. Modi ji has come as Prime Minister and he's very restrained in his speech. He has come because Bangalore International Airport got opened. Today he is in Bangalore, he is in Shimoga. Shimoga Airport is getting opened up. Developmental initiatives, irrigation initiatives is doing in the next 1 month. But Modi ji as a politician in Karnataka, that's the speeches he gives, the rallies you will see. I'm very confident for the first time BJP on its own is going to come to power, though we are in power. So many a time it is by nature of elections, we never got 224 seats, we never got 113 on our own. Different combinations. There was a 50-50% government, me and ourselves in JDS. Then recently the Congress collapsed, though BJP was the number one party, but Congress did an alliance with like the Maka Vika Sangadi. Now then the MLA shifted, became to power. First time in the South Indian history, you will see BJP coming to power on their own with a BJP symbol comfortably crossing 140 this time. That will be a shock. Because this is the same thing every time state goes to election, Congress will say, Rahul Gandhi is winning. Arvind Kejriwal, what did he say, madam, for Gujarat? The same thing for DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah ji. Arvind Kejriwal said, we are going to win Gujarat this time. Then after 1 month, he said, we are going to win urban Gujarat this time. Then around the election, he said, we are going to win Surat this time. After election, we said, we are going to win 3 MLAs in Surat, Pakka. So Arvind Kejriwal ji, from there to 3 MLAs in Surat, if you look at that narrative, that is the same narrative Congress will start giving in the next 3 months.
But, experts were telling us that the change in chief minister in between, that kind of did not work in the favor of the BJP in Karnataka. And will there be a thought process of trying to change that in the coming elections?
I am not the concerned person to talk. There is a national president and parliamentary board. You have to understand, madam, Yediyurappa ji is our tallest leader by a mile. Tallest leader. You can't replace Yediyurappa ji in Karnataka politics. And Yediyurappa ji voluntarily, willingly, he felt he has to take a break from the rigors of governance. He has said that yesterday in assembly, he has said this is going to be his last election, he is not contesting anymore because the rigors of governance takes a toll. And he single-handedly built the party. With a lot of toiling, he built it along with senior leaders. So Yediyurappa ji has taken a call that he wanted him in the back seat and drive the party forward. He's traveling like crazy. He was in Bellary day before yesterday morning, yesterday evening, day before yesterday. He was in Bellary in the morning, evening he was in Bangalore, where I had the opportunity to meet him in Bangalore. I was asking him some things also. So Yediyurappa ji, you cannot count him out. He is a war horse. The moment he goes to the field like he's doing now, it will 100% swing towards it. This is a very faulty comparison. And Yediyurappa was never replaced, madam. We have to understand. Never replaced. Yediyurappa ji voluntarily wanted to take a backseat and he only proposed the new chief minister. The central party, in his wisdom, our leaders, they picked up a chief minister and that is the way it is.
But will the party be trying to persuade him to take up the role again?
No, it's Yediyurappa ji himself who gave up the rigors of governance, himself who said, it is for the party and I'm a very small man. I'm a karyakarta. I am doing a work that the party has given me. But you have to understand in what context the chief minister was changed. I'm trying to put the record straight. He said the rigors of governance has taken a toll. He wants a break. So you cannot replace Yediyurappa ji. He is such a tall leader and he is a true mass leader of Karnataka. There's no other, save some leaders here and there who could be operationally efficient in south or north or center. The true mass leader from north to south, the only person in Karnataka is Yediyurappa ji.
And, talking about you personally, Mr. Annamalai, when you were serving as an IPS officer in Karnataka, now as going back as a politician, this is like one of the first big political scenarios for you outside of Tamil Nadu. So, what do you think are you taking in your plate to Karnataka? What are you offering there?
I take a lot of humility. Day before yesterday, I was sitting in a meeting in Bangalore with our senior observer, Dharmendra Pradhanji, the co-observer, Manshuk Mandaviachi. I was sitting in the stage and observing people sitting inside that room were all my previous bosses. And when I was a DCP, there were 3-4 ministers who were my boss, MLAs who were my boss. Yediyurappa was my boss at one point of time. And Ashokji was my boss. And I was like sitting at the top and with all humility I was sitting. And I said, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to learn at 38 years of age in Tamil Nadu. Where Tamil Nadu will come the Karnataka way sometime or the other. So what do I pick up from here to Tamil Nadu? The party building. How did Yediyurappa build the party? Bangalore, how did BJP grow? Why coastal is so strong? What ticks in coast? How did BJP enter Kalyan Karnataka in a big way? So my mind is always like, can I pick up here? Can I pick up there? And I am very clear my role in Karnataka is to listen more and talk less. Listen to all the stalwarts. Of course, I bring something to the table. It is not that I don't bring. Central leadership and its wisdom felt Annamalai brings something to the table. I bring certain narratives, social media. I understand what works and what doesn't work with youth. How do they think? The small things I bring here. The big guns, they bring the organization, metal and everything. So I would say with a lot of humility and keep the ears open and keep your mouth shut. Listen more, speak less. And those guys are like 7-time MLA. They have built the party from scratch. Wherever 1%, 2% I can contribute as a person, just contribute and come out. So I believe this is going to be a great learning process for me, national perspective. And that will help me to build the BJP along with our leaders.
And when you talk about listening to the surroundings, Hindutva politics is an allegation against the BJP. You propagate Hindutva politics is what both Karnataka and Tamil Nadu leaders have to say about the BJP. Do you think this will work?
We will first define Hindutva, madam. That's very important because for any audience who is watching our interview, he has to be very clear or she has to be very clear. You tell me one thing in the last 22 months, BJP Tamil Nadu President Annamalai brought something that is openly against the religion. You tell me one thing. You cannot tell me anything. I never brought anything because I believe a composite India, the spirit of Bharati has to encompass everybody. I do an iftar, I don't wear a skull cap. I've hosted an iftar party. I say, look, I am proud of my religion. You're proud of your religion. You're proud of your religion. All of us are same. Let us sit together, celebrate your festival. When my festival comes, let us all sit together, celebrate my festival. Then Samatva Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. That is my idea of Hindutva. All encompassing, take everybody along. Hindutva by its nature is never exclusionary. You cannot exclude anybody and say, you are not part of the spirit, you are not part of this, I am going to kick you out. No, it cannot happen like that. Karnataka, Yediyurappa, what thing you can point against Yediyurappa, multiple time chief minister, that you are against this religion? Absolutely no. Bommai, absolutely no. Of course, there are fringe elements in an ecosystem. Putting BJP itself right wing is a very faulty political theory. What is right wing? Hitler can be called a certain person here. Stalin can be called a certain person here. Obama can be called a certain function here. People who define politics. Winston Churchill here. Margaret Thatcher here. And bringing the same Western terminology to India to say, what is right wing? The French Parliament was sitting, people who were sitting to the right of that speaker was called rightist, to the left were called leftist, because the leftists were propagating something, rightists were propagating something. In India, free market economy. Even Congress did not take care of the section of poor like BJP is taking care. Then will you call BJP as leftist? Will anybody call propagating free market economy, will they call us rightist? No. We are not allowing everybody to go to bed hungry. So BJP is an amalgamation of every single ideology that the world has seen. Because our ideology is called Ekatma Manatva. Meaning, every last person in the queue matters. That is our single most ideology. Last, cultural nationalism. Everything is a nation state, but we are a cultural state. So these two things are the predominant ideological difference for BJP. Karnataka is a fringe element, which says that I am supporting Hindu, which is not part of BJP, which does some things, which attacks somebody, which speaks somebody, and equating them to BJP, I don't think that is right, number one. And second, the way the political things have shaped up, you can't afford to be an exclusionary person ever in Indian politics. It doesn't work. Modi ji is the single greatest example of accommodating everybody. Bombay, morning he'll be in a Bora Muslim function, evening he'll be in Delhi, he'll be doing some function. So Modi is the greatest accommodative nature. And these guys don't have anything to comment on as Congress and other fellows. They pick up, say, you are again, you are again, you are again. What? Absolutely.
Annamalai was a person who had, during your IPS days, had said nice things about Tipu Sultan. But now in the Karnataka politics, we're seeing that BJP in a way is attempting to vilify Tipu Sultan.
No, nobody is attempting to vilify Tipu Sultan per se. You have to understand, madam. Everybody has got a plus and minus. So, at certain points of time, people have done something. Certain points of time, Tipu Sultan ji, what he did in Kodagu is unacceptable. What happened in Kodagu is unacceptable. At the same time, when the pontiff of Sringeri Mutt, he had the courage to take Tipu Sultan on, Tipu Sultan apologized. He said, look, our fellows should not have attacked the Sringeri Mutt property. And he has gifted gold to Sringeri Mutt. That is one version of Tipu Sultan which we have seen. Because somebody had the audacity to take him on. But the massacre in Kodagu is unforgivable. Nobody. But whom do you want to put at the center of narrative? Annamalai doesn't have any nice things to say about anybody. Annamalai has said Tipu Sultan in this context and Sringeri, look, he is this. Likewise, if you take Aurangzeb, this. So BJP is never trying to put everybody as the center of narrative. But Congress wants to put some person as the center of narrative and say, this is how a ruling government should be. No, that is never acceptable. Because there are times for great rulers, of course. There are 30 things you like, 70 things you hate, or 70 things you like, 30 things you hate. Can we put that polarizing figure as the center of narrative? That is my question. You cannot put them. I never put Tipu Sultan as the center of narrative because they are at the end of the day polarizing figures. Good people, bad people, I leave it to you. In Kodagu, he massacred bad people. In Sringeri Mutt, when the pontiff take him on, he apologized and said, I'm taking care of this. Again, same thing in Kollur temple, there is one Salam Arti happening. But here the argument is not what Tipu Sultan is about. The argument is about who the party is putting at the center of narrative. That will determine how the party will govern. So these are two different things.
So now coming back to just Annamalai, the politician, you have been the Tamil Nadu State President, co-in-charge of Karnataka's election now. Are we going to see Annamalai in Telangana also very soon?
Madam, these are all party karyakarta, madam. End of the day, the party tells us you do this, you do that, we keep doing that. So I am never a part, I am always a karyakarta. So these are all small identities and designations that comes and goes, madam. In a person's journey, party's journey, and everybody has to shoulder the responsibility here and there because we all bring something to the table. That is, we all bring something, a new idea, fresh perspective, a new way of communicating the old things. So we all bring something here and there. So tomorrow morning, I don't know what the party tells me. Party tells me you do this, I do that. Party tells me you do this, you do that. So I don't think too much about where I want to be at any point of time because in politics, it doesn't work that way.
But what do you think is the party's plan for you? 2024 Lok Sabha elections or 2026 State Assembly?
But if you personally ask me, I would be very interested to be in Tamil Nadu all the time. I never wanted to be a Delhi person. All the time in Tamil Nadu, serving here at different capacities.
Many of your posters still say to be Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Do you?
Whose poster, madam?
Your posters, many of the BJP posters in Tamil Nadu.
Karyakartas will put here and there. And Chief Minister also, Prime Minister, Chief Minister. These are all, a Karyakarta goes to that role, he performs for the party.
Do you also want to listen to the Karyakartas' aspirations or desires for you in that way?
Madam, as I said, I've defined myself, what kind of person I am. And I never allow anybody's words to sway me as a person. I am my own guy. And I know with position comes fame. With that comes popularity. With that comes negative criticism. This is all Maya. In our Hindu mythology, I say Maya. And when you remove this thin veil, the truth is somewhere hidden inside. So these are all Maya for me. Somebody might admire me for my qualities. I would like people to admire me for my qualities, what I bring, not for the position I hold. If somebody say, I like Annamalai because Annamalai is the state BJP president, I am sorry. If Annamalai says, I like Annamalai because Annamalai is this attitude, this guy, this character, I am happy because I am able to influence some way, somewhere. So, even now I humbly and I deeply believe the position shouldn't define who am I, because the positions are given by the party to take the party forward. Annamalai should be a reflection of my attitude, character. At the end of the day, if I'm able to influence somebody to that, I'll be more than happy to keep doing that.
In states which are not BJP ruled, like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, even Telangana, Puducherry, we are seeing that there are a lot of trouble for the governors. Like we've seen resistance for R.N. Ravi from the state government here. Quite often there is like picking of fights between. In Kerala also we see similar situation. Telangana also we've seen Tamilisai Soundararajan facing trouble. So why do you see this kind of a scenario panning out for BJP selected governors?
Yeah, madam, the role of governors have undergone a change. We have to understand, madam. Congress time, the governors were handpicked for a political role. The Raj Bhavans were like a political operator's residence. That was essentially the governor's job. If the governor job was to appeal 370, 356, write a note, endorse it, send it. You never had this conversation where R.N. Ravi ji going and talking about something. If it is Congress time, R.N. Ravi ji comes. There will be a Congress party there. R.N. Ravi ji will approve 356, goes. They'll find one flimsy reason, law and order trouble, they'll distribute. That is why Modi ji has said in Parliament also, Congress has hit more than 50s towards 100s in destabilizing government. Now, the Modi government's vision in the larger frame is, we will not destabilize a democratically elected government. 9 years, record speaks. Record speaks. Even for Mamata Banerjee, for what she did post-elections. No destabilization. Because who is holding democracy? If this governor hasn't recommended a single 356, Jaideep Dhankarji, when he was governor of Bengal, our current vice president, never recommended 356. We have to understand. We have to speak in that context. So these governors are not political agents, number one, to clarify. Second, these governors are men of metal, women of metal. Metal. They have done a distinguished service. They have come. R.N. Ravi ji, distinguished IPS officer, Deputy National Security Advisor, interlocutor for Nagaland governor. They are men of metal. They have their own voice. This voice is not against the government. They have their voice. They have their voice on what is this philosophy, what is there, what is this dharma. Their voice. It's a governor's voice. And the state government gets rattled every time governor opens his mouth. It only shows how insecure governments are. When you don't have an overarching narrative. Whatever Ravi ji says, I get insecure and Ponmudi ji issues a wrong plus statement, then I have to give a rebuttal to him and all these things. If you see, that only shows where is DMK of Karnataka ji's time? Where is DMK of Anbalagan ji's time? That kind of moral brain, issues, discussion, debate. Though I might disagree with them ideologically, but the politics was in a different scale. Now the politics is like, oh, dog died outside governor's house. Governor is responsible. Immediately one party will go and protest against governor. I feel very sad. The intellectual politics in Tamil Nadu, many states including TRS, have come down so badly, they feel insecure for a governor's statement. So this is the second thing. Because two things have combined. One, the governors have become men of metal, women of metal. The overarching role of governor has changed from a political agent to a person who is trying to serve the state. And third, governors have become people who will not simply toe a government line. Men of metal means you apply your mind and say Tamil Nadu is not an oasis of peace, I am not going to read it. If the constitution wanted the governor every time to speak the state government's language, it will be written inside the constitution. Why is it not written? It is not written because they wanted governor to have an independent voice. That is why it is not written. Now they say, no, Congress time the governor used to say, because the Congress time was a political agent. Now they are men of metal, women of metal. They'll speak their mind. Doesn't mean that they are all the time here to destabilize you. Our record for 9+ years shows we have never destabilized a single government ever, because that is the BJP's ethos, it is in the BJP's blood. Modi ji will never do that.
And the very last question that I have for you is about your Padayatra. Is there anything that you can tell us about your Padayatra apart from that being in this 3rd or 4th week of April?
Madam, the Padayatra is something which I don't want to do it as a routine Padayatra, thousands of people walking and never that. The interest is I want to rekindle curiosity in politics, madam. Connect with people, talk to them. I want to rekindle that curiosity. To tell them, boss, politics matters to you. On top of it, BJP matters to you. On top of it, Modi ji matters to you. And third is to get inspiration for me. I don't want to be inside that guy sitting in an AC room and becoming just another politician in Tamil Nadu, commenting, giving arikai, giving press interviews. I want to enjoy politics, go there on the ground, meet all kinds of people, get inspired from them. So these three things is the core of our Nadai Payanam. We call Nadai Payanam walking journey. Staying in somebody's house, living their life for a day, living somebody's life for next day, somebody's life for that. The three things will be the core of our Padayatra, Nadai Payanam. Everything will be revolving around this. You will see a very different Nadai Payanam, which is never done in Indian history by anybody.
Can we see this as a precursor to the Lok Sabha polls?
This is a precursor to everything, madam, 2024, 2026, because we want to kindle that curiosity in politics. 90% of people don't have interest in politics. They go see somebody, vote and come. The moment you kindle curiosity, they vote for better parties like BJP. That is my goal and prayer.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for joining us. That was Annamalai, the BJP State President. I'm Akshaya Nath, Senior Assistant Editor for ThePrint.